Where are we going? Please don't lie to me anymore. Because I can tell when you lie. Yes, I can. Of course I can. You've been acting stoic. More than usual. Yes, just like that. See? Look it. You keep trying to shut down the conversation. Oh, now you want me to shut up. I seem to recall just last evening that was quite the opposite of what you wanted. You see? Right there. Right there. Look. I know that this is strange. It's been strange for me from the get-go. It's gotta be eye-opening for you. I couldn't imagine how much this might change things. But it's not gonna get any easier if we don't talk about it. It's not been fair, for starters. It's not fair that you should have to go through all this just for me. And even though I'm pretty sure that you've wanted this, at least I know I have, and you've seemed to enjoy yourself. I wanted that too. You've been apprehensive, like you're frightened of something. I can tell when you're frightened. You have been my champion this whole time. You wrap yourself in this armor, nearly head to toe. You bind and strap and buckle every piece of metal, every form of protection to yourself. And you are a walking example of the benefits of discipline. But I look right into your eyes through that visor, and I can see that something has vexed you, and has been for at least this trip, if not the whole time. No magic. I can just see it. It's just, you could talk to me. It's all right. I know. It's daunting when you think about what we're trying to do. But I have to. I don't want this. I don't. No, not us. I don't want to face my father. I don't, because with him gone, people will want a new king, and they'll want me. I won't, and there's not going to be any convincing them. And that's going to come with all sorts of other expectations that I do not want. These poor people have been mistreated and mishandled. I want nothing to do with this. I want nothing for the crown. I want nothing for all of the things that he has taken from them and all the things he's taken from other people. I don't want it. It was never mine to begin with. But by that same token, if I don't step in, there's no guarantee that if I just run and hide and my father passes away, that someone even worse will not take their place. And then I'm just continuing a cycle of abuse. I see these people at eye level, and I don't know if my father ever did. And I don't dare to climb those stairs and sit on that throne and play pretend at... I never saw them that way before. I'd rather just run. But somebody stands like a bulwark and shows me that those waves that crash against it won't kill them. Which leaves the last thing that I'm worried about. I worry about my patrons. Of course I do. I mean, and I worry about them twofold. I worry about the stress and the woes and worries of a royal life, and I shiver at the thought of losing control and hurting people that I have no intention to do harm to. And I worry about the patrons themselves. They may be old gods, forgotten deities, powerful spirits. And to you, on your side, outside looking in, it's you know, unbelievable spirits, of forces of nature, of creatures beyond comprehension. But these creatures are just as lonely and as fragile as we are. Not in the same ways, but in other ways so much more than we could ever imagine. And I have to balance all of this at once, and it's left me questioning my abilities to lead. You think my experiences will make me a better king? Well, that makes one of us. Honestly, if I could grant this gift to somebody else, I would have given it to you. No, the crown. I wouldn't put this on anyone. No, I don't think of them as a mistake. I mean, I made a mistake. This would be a lot easier if I only had one. But I don't regret what I've done. Not for a second. That would be like regretting caring for a animal. No, I don't think of them like animals at all. It's just... There's no need to regret a good deed. Why am I rhyming? I am far from a bard. Oh, jeez. Now, wait a minute. I make a comment about you being a little noisy and wanting me to make a little noise, and you get flustered and upset, but all at once you can say something like that, huh? To your future king, no less. Don't worry. I understand who rules who and when. I yield to your knowledge and expertise. As long as you yield to mine. What are they like? Mostly they're just a whirlwind in the background. Sometimes one speaks loud enough for me to hear them clearly, but it's usually at random times. I can't really evoke one of them into a regular conversation unless the stress is too much and they just need to come out. But sometimes one will beckon to me. One will talk to me. That's how I know they're lonely. Because they all sound like me. You have to remember, these are creatures that were worshipped, that were on the tongues of every peasant and every noble alike, all around them. And over time, they were forgotten. They've grown quite, I guess, addicted to this power. Well, certainly it is. You must feel it too sometimes. Sure, the sense of being respected and being feared. Amplify that, and you understand the feeling of being worshipped. And that's what these, my patrons, that's what they feel or felt. And some of them didn't want to lead either, so I relate with them just as much. But they feel responsible, so they did their part. Anyway, where are we heading? This isn't the way that Why are we heading to Gilmer? We were supposed to go straight for my father. With just the two of us. Well, that's all that we should spend. This is a fight between my father and I, and you got swept up into it, so I understand you going, but nobody else should be harmed. My father will do whatever it takes. And I'll crush the man if I have to. But nobody else should be hurt. Why would... of course my patrons will take my side. We have a pact. So do the people. Who would the people have a pact with? That should be my father. If anything, we're going to have to be pushing people out of the way to get to him. No doubt he's probably dreamt up some horrible story about us. If we're not dead or dying at the hands of another country, then he's probably already marked the people of Gilmer as traitors. And then, therefore, if we side with him, we may be able to have an army to come to terms with, rather than a straight-up fight. Oh, sometimes I hate that you're clever. Because I didn't think of that. I was so caught up in not wanting to involve anybody that I... No, it's... Thank you. Thank you. I'm not so certain that when we get to Gilmer that some woman's gonna come running up and me, my son, my long-forgotten son. But it would be nice to have some answers. Let's go.